on fireplaces. It's hard to carry on when you feel all alone. Now I've swung back down again. It's worse than it was before. If I hadn't seen such riches, I could live with being poor. Oh, sit down, oh, sit down, oh, sit down. Sit down next to me. Sit down, 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 down. In sympathy.
Big up, everyone.
Hello.
We're all here. It's going to be a great chat, this one. I've got a lot of things. I'm not going to get through all of it, but there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. Dow, how are you doing, man?
I am doing stupendous, Jez. I got a chat with my boy Lee Gunner the other day, and Matty, and Martinelli in. No, I'm doing great, Jez. Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's great to see you guys. Thank you so much for the invite, Jez. You know, I got about 15, 20 minutes. I got to get back to, doing slave labor. But, yeah, doing great. Up the arse. Let's get it.
Unfortunately, mate, you've got to work. That's an unfortunate thing, bro. Kenny, how you doing, man?
I'm all good. It's been a long weekend. Still, enjoying my life. You know, it's always good when you beat Spurs. You got to let that sink in for at least a few days, because winning at their ground used to be a regular thing, but you know, last 2 seasons winning, the first time we've done it since I think it's like the late 80s. I've got to take that with both hands. You know, win one last season, one season before. So very, very happy. And you know what? You know, it's going to be an exciting next 2 weeks to the end of the season. We don't know what's going to happen.
True. Lee, that's actually a good point you just brought up there. That's what I'm going to start on. Lee, amazing weekend you've had with Northside and your bro, Tao. Recovered?
Mate, I love it to bits, but I'm so glad I'm not going to see anyone for another 3 months. They've been calm, man. They've been good. It's been sick, but I'm worn out. And, I'm always the last one standing and the first one up as well. So, yeah, man, them two are just like snoring. But, yeah, they're on their way back to the airport now. But, mate, I never realised how paranoid I am about stuff like, why are you putting the cup in the sink? Why didn't you put it in the, like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not that I was on their case, but I'm thinking, like, filming it up and I'm making sure your phone's going to fall off the table. Like, because I live on my own, innit? I'm just like, I can do what I want. And it was like out of my comfort zone. So it was good. I loved it. We'll do it again. And yeah, looking forward to the show, man. Big up to everyone in it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. Yeti, we're going to talk about your dilemma at the moment. What happened? What went wrong? You let us down. You know, I mean, sorry, bro.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm really depressed, guys. I'm really having trouble handling myself at the moment. Well, not handling myself like that, but handling myself. So, you know, I mean, because we let you lot down, and that's all I keep hearing. I mean, it weren't about us; it was just about you guys. So, yeah, I'm really depressed. I'm really sorry, guys. Really sorry.
Mate. Seriously, Matty, thanks for joining us, bro. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Good to be here. Good to be amongst the brethren. And it's always good to have a discussion following a win.
Yeah. Let's get into it then.
I might as well leave then.
It wasn't a pretty game of football, let's be honest. But I didn't think Arsenal or Spurs played particularly well. I just think Arsenal were far more clinical down. I just think Spurs didn't finish their dinner, mate. It could have been a different game. We let them back into it, and annoying. It was annoying. Yet he called it as a 3-2 win. It's a fair play to you, mate. For that. But at the end of the day, now we got the 3 points, right? And this is the point, mate. It's a great North London derby. It's a great win. You know, probably the biggest North London derby in 20 years? Would you agree?
Sure. Yeah.
Is it too late? Do you think?
I don't see Man City losing. Maybe they draw. Maybe they draw with Fulham. Not Fulham, but Tottenham. I don't know, Jez. I want to say yes, we got it because we got the point in the above them already, and we've got the goal differential in our favor so far. But that game they have in hand, it's the game in hand that's gonna, I think, roast our chicken. To be honest, I don't think we get it across the line, unfortunately, unless they draw. Of course, they lose, we get it over the line, but I don't see them drawing. Like Gunnar said, Matty said, Kenny, I mean, they haven't lost a game since December 6th, and they're not going to just start losing now with 3 weeks to go. A draw I can see happening. Maybe if there's just an off game by Rodri and Kevin De Bruyne and Alvarez. I mean, a lot of these players would have to really kind of shit the bed and not perform to not win, right? So I think we're gonna miss out, Jez. You guys, I really do. It pains me in my heart and gut to say it. But the Aston Villa game was a killer. I've said it before. The only game we could really draw out of our run of games was the City game, which of course we did. But the Villa game, I think, is the one that sunk our ship, to be honest.
Yeah, Kenny. We threw a couple of games under the bus. Fulham, West Ham, Villa.
Yeah.
And there's something else also. I'll ask you, and I'm going to ask Lee, the Yeti, get your opinion, independent opinion, and Matty. Do you think maybe those games cost us? Of course, late now because of those games. And do you think the stupid things Arteta was doing with the team at the start of the season also cost us?
You know what? There's no margin of error. I think you only have to look at how Liverpool won the league in 2020. They didn't lose for about that. Their first defeat came in March against Watford. They were virtually pitch perfect. Most of the games they won, and there was probably the odd draw here and there. Apart from that, they won virtually every game. And I think that's how you've got to beat and win this league, especially when you're facing Man City. And it's nothing to do with their money or, it's just to do with the fact that they got a settled squad. They've been in the position before, and it's no accident that out of the 7 title challenges, they won 6 of them. It's not accident. You can't afford to drop points at any point in the season, because if you like make any mistakes, all your good work can count for nothing. Like for instance, we got how many goals we scored? We scored 86 goals, 86, 87 goals. We got how much plus goal difference? We're ahead of City by about maybe
7 goals.
7 goals now in goal difference. That can count for nothing now because of those defeats. And any other era, us dropping points and us recovering like that is not an issue. But against this Man City side, just shows you now the standards are so high. They've really raised the bar in a way that the Liverpool side used to raise the bar in the 80s, and Man United raised the bar under Sir Alex. That is an elite team, but there should be no excuses either, because I know a lot of people think, oh yeah, what can you do when you're playing against City? I don't advocate Arsenal playing for second place. And when I hear these comments, it's not on. You have to, you should know by now, if even if you're just a voyeur like we were when Liverpool challenged them, can't afford to drop points. Us coming back into form after Dubai, the buzzwords was you can't afford to drop any points. You had to win every game. I know it's a hard ask, but with City in the wings, we're asking for the impossible, but that's how you win the league. It has to be impossible. Right now, you're hoping City drop points against Tottenham, but Tottenham have got no obligation to help Arsenal, no matter how much, it's going to be their last game of the season. It's not a case of even them helping Arsenal. It's a case of them probably not being good enough to do it. Let's not forget, Man City have broken that hoodoo. As much as we want to harp on about it, they won this. They beat them in the FA Cup last minute, scored a goal. So as far as I can, psychologically, they shouldn't have any hangovers going to Tottenham.
Yeah, true. I think I'll ask you the same thing, Lee. I mean, those games we lost to Fulham, West Ham, Villa. I question this, and everybody's gassing it up about Arteta. He's the greatest young manager in world football and everything. But let's put it on the table, right? He started the season, Partey playing at right back. What was that about, man? Well, I mean, that to me cost us dear, personally.
No, I'm 29 playing in midfield for what, first 12 games? Was that stupid? Yeah, let's just be real with it. I've just had a look at the table right now. We've had 5 draws and 5 losses. That's 10 games we've dropped points in. How many times did Zinchenko play at left back in them games? It'd be interesting to find out. Yeah, because he is a massive liability. Yeah, 29 playing in midfield, especially that side of midfield, when you've got Zinchenko at left back, is also a massive liability. So now you're playing with 9 men. Yeah, and we dropped points against Newcastle, Tottenham, Chelsea, there's 3. Fulham, West Ham, there's 5. Who else? I can't remember off the top of my head. But there's 5 games straight away, and I know that they played most of them. And it's like then you're playing Eddie and Nketiah in games, you're bringing him on. Like, come on, get out of here, man. At the end of the day, yeah, if we don't win the league, I want him sacked. Yeah, and none of this. Oh, but we were so close. We were so close. No, his decisions to do what I've just said, yeah, will come back to bite us. If we don't win it, it's because of that. It's because of the constant shoehorning players into the team, yeah, just to prove a point. Now, listen, it all looks great now because 29 scoring goals and he's doing well. But why is he doing well? Because he ain't in midfield. He ain't a midfielder. Yeah, if we needed a midfielder, why didn't we just put El Neni in there? Yeah, at least we know he can get up and down the pitch. He's not the greatest, but he'll do better than 29 in midfield. It's proven already. So, yeah, that's it's going to be jarring if we miss out by a point or 2 points or something. It's going to be jarring because it's like, maybe we could have gone to Man City and actually had a go at them. Like, or maybe if we just played slightly better in that game, we would have scored. It's like, but that's the fine margins, mate. That's the fine margins. And people want to waffle about the charges. They want to waffle about Pep. Well, Pep's sitting there laughing his bollocks off. Yeah, let's not forget that they were 8 points behind us last season, and not once did they fold. Yeah, and they were chasing a treble. Yeah, and I remember Grealish put it up on his Instagram when he was getting a massage, and they had our goals this season. It was all 3 of the trophies sat in the background. Yeah, that's the mentality when they were 8 points behind us. Yeah, and if anyone thinks that with this amount of points behind us with a game in hands, yeah, that they're going to fold, I'm sorry, it ain't. They're going to win it. And if by some miracle they drop points, then happy days. But I just don't see it. I don't see it. Every one of their players pretty much has got over the line. The ones that are there that joined in the summer will have been around serial winners and a serial winning manager. Yeah, so they ain't going to be used so much. Yeah, Vardy, how cool, but we ain't going to see much of Doku. Yeah, it'll be Jack Grealish back in there. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? So Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland's coming off the bench and scoring. We're obviously going to get to that later when we speak about Forest. It's just a different level. And losing to Villa at home as well, I'm sorry, unforgivable.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one that kicked us in the bollocks, basically, to me. We were flying high. And the thing is, what I find fascinating is this, right? You see things on Facebook, right? And there's somebody, I don't know who the hell it is, somebody abroad put up all the Arsenal wins, right? Forgot to put in the fact we lost 2-0 to Villa 3 games ago, 2 games, whatever it was. What? So this is how we win the league. You forget about the losses. Is that part of how it works? I don't see it, man, really.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, Jez. The other one as well, yeah. Oh, but we haven't dropped any points and we haven't lost in that in 2024 or something, or we've only lost 2 games in 2024. Mate, the league started in 2023.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw you say that last night. Yeah, fact. Absolutely. Yeah, I want to get your opinion on this because, there's a neutral, and then we're going to dissect what happened with what you let us down, basically. The fact is, mate, we've done a few watch-alongs together, and you
Yeah.
know, the start of the season, putting players out of position, bringing in Zinchenko left back. He is such a liability, as Liam has alluded to, and the fact that Partey at right back,
Yeah. I know.
I,
It's mad.
Go on,
Mad. Well, I mean, the thing is, I mean, all the games that you've messed up in is where he's tinkered in it and where he's sort of changed the team where it didn't need to be changed. I mean, any manager knows that as soon as you get a winning formula, you stick with that winning formula and you just keep making it stronger and stronger until it gels, until it's, you know, amazing. And the Havertz thing, like Lee says, putting him as an 8 all of a sudden, when, I mean, I said from the start of the season, you said there was a player in him. I said he must be up front because then he's not going to mess up the midfield and the movement and all that kind of thing. And, you know, if he can't score up front, at least one of them can by making the chances what they make. And I'm not down on it yet, to be honest. I still think you're going to do it. I still think that City is going to drop points. That's just in my mind at the moment, that City will drop points. Who against? I don't know. I don't think they was that great on Sunday, I'll be honest with you. I thought we made mistakes in both boxes and we paid for them. Otherwise, we could have actually got something out of that game. But I won't be too down on it yet. There's still time to go. There's still going to be twists and turns. And I just think you're going to pull it through because Arteta is the luckiest bastard I've ever known on this planet.
Fact, okay. Fair play. Yeah, Matty, you know, we talked about this at the start of the season, right? And we were all, the first game of the season, after pre-season, tour of America, right? Went pretty damn well. Let's be honest. We lost to Man United, won all the others. And then start of the season, we see Partey at right back. What will make sense of that? Can you? I can't.
You know, let me answer this in another way. Let's go back to these transfer windows where we needed to get what we needed. We needed strikers. We needed backup, experimentations. I mean, it's worked out for him. As Yeti just stated, he falls into luck. I've been saying that for a long time. He lucks his way through a lot of stuff. Let's not forget Saka and Martinelli both were luck for him. So Emmitt Smith-Rowe was luck. You know, let's not forget. My biggest critique with this manager this year has been his ability to not judge the situation. And we saw that when he brought Zinchenko and Jesus back into this team when we were on form. You go back towards the end of last year, Fulham, West Ham. Those are games that are costing us now.
Yeah.
We everybody keeps going back to Villa. I keep going back to Fulham, West Ham. That's 3 points makes a world of a difference today. 3 points, we're having a completely different discussion. This is why I said we have to this football club has to start developing a results-based mentality. Now, everybody here watching me knows I'm a Lakers fan. And all I heard last night was the manager was getting fired. He'll be fired by sometime this afternoon for getting out of the playoffs. There has to be some accountability. We've spent over almost $1 billion in transfers. We threw away cup competitions this year. Not one to be seen. Not one to be seen. And then we look around and people are saying, well, hey, but you think we can win it? You know, the fan to me is like, oh, yeah, the fan. I want y'all to hear that. The fan to me is going, yeah, we got it. There's always a shout. But the realist knows, I know what's going to happen. And I told people last year, I said, you're going to come back to this year and they're going to look back on this and see it as a missed opportunity. And it's going to hurt worse because we were in a better place last year to win the title than we are this year. And now people are going to have to face the facts this summer And for me personally, even if we won this year, there still needs to be some questions. Look at that bench. Well, look at the news I'm hearing today. I'm hearing we're re-signing players. Hey, we need to be moving on already. We back to the same old song and dance again.
It's true. Hey, Matty, I got to run, brother.
Okay, bro.
Thanks, Dal.
Yeti, catch you guys.
Big up, Del.
Awesome, man.
Take care,
Cheers,
man.
Cheers, bro.
Thanks for joining, bro. Go on, mate.
We're re-signing players that we need to be thinking about. Hey, let's get an upgrade on these players. And it feels like we're getting ready to repeat the same thing over and over again. And like I said, I'm tired. I'm mentally tired of going through this every single year. This is 4 years. This isn't year one. This isn't year two. This is 4 years of going through. Well, we end up short. The nearly team, almost. We just about there. I talked to a guy. Let me tell you, I talked to a good buddy of mine, Newcastle fan, yesterday. Called me last night. We chatted for a little bit, and it's shocking when I hear this. He said, "Well, man, City are just that good, man. It's just something we're gonna have to deal with until Pep leaves the league." And I'm like, "What is this mentality?" I'm like, "What is this mentality, man? What is this all about?" I said, it's not Arsenal fan. Everybody's on this whole. Well, it's Pep's league, and I'm like, "Sweet Jesus!" I watched Arsene Wenger come in less than 5 years, turn Manchester United upside down. So made him so mad, he just started buying any best player he could find to deal with us for a decade. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm just tired. I'm just sick and tired of the defeatist mentality that I see in modern day football. We should be preparing out. We should have came into the way we ended last season. That man should have said, "You know what? Whatever it takes, we winning the title this year." That should have been the mentality all the way across the board. Siege mentality.
Fact. Lee, I mean, it's clear to see, mate. It's clear to see, right? Rice and Partey have linked up beautifully in that midfield, right? Whatever happened, was it injury? I don't believe he was out injured for that period of time, Partey. I seriously don't. But since those two have linked up, man, our midfield looks absolutely rock solid. When we've had other players in the midfield, we look a little bit weak. Rice is brilliant. Don't get me wrong. I'm not cussing him. He's been outstanding. But him and Partey together, who knew? It works.
And this is the thing as well. Like for me, I think we bought him to play with Partey and Odegaard. But there's no way, excuse me, there's no way that if it wasn't, and I don't believe he was injured for that long. Yeah, I'm just saying, I do not care what anyone says to me. He weren't injured for that long. One of them ones. One of them ones. Yeah, you're nicked. But the club would have genuinely known what was going on in the background if that was the case. So why didn't they sign somebody else? And then he tried to sign 29, or did sign 29, because he can use him in two different positions until we get Partey back in the team. And it ain't worked. If we don't win the league, that's not worked. Yeah, leave him up front. Let him do what he's doing up front. Yeah, he's bagged nearly as many goals as Jesus' best ever season, by the way. Yeah, nobody's mentioned that. He's 3 behind Jesus' best ever season. He's 3 behind Lacazette's best ever season. Yeah, it's mad. And we played him in midfield for half a season. Yeah, and I don't rate him. I don't think he's that good. Yeah, everyone knows my thoughts on him. Yeah, but if he ends up getting us over the line, fair play to him. Yeah, because I've seen people click me up about, "Oh, you said you wouldn't celebrate any of his goals. Now you're celebrating against Chelsea." I'll celebrate what I want when I want. I'll say what I want when I want. If anyone's got an issue, fuck off. Yeah, I'm way too old to give a shit. Like, real talk. Couldn't care less. But my point is, we knew that Partey Rice midfield with Odegaard was going to be quality, absolute quality. So why didn't we have something to back that up if he was not there? Because 29 is not the answer. Maybe he did think that was going to be the answer. It ain't worked. It ain't worked. Play him up front. Let him do what he's doing up front. Yeah, and since Dubai, he's been really good. I can't lie. He's got better and better and better the longer he's gone. Yeah, we're not sitting there going. Me and Matty sit on the watch shows and we're going, just look at him. Just watch him for 5 minutes. Yeah, we were taking the piss out of him. Like, it was embarrassing. Yeah, it was embarrassing. Put him up front. We were sitting there going, yo, look at the link-up play. Look at this. Look at that. Yeah, it's a fair play to him. Yeah, but also, yeah, that could be one of the biggest reasons we don't win this league, because of he could have put El Neni in midfield. Yeah, he could have put. He did play Jorginho for quite a few games, but he could have put El Neni in midfield. El Neni gets around the pitch a lot better than Jorginho. Jorginho's a better player by a mile. But in certain games, we could have had El Neni in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead, he plays 29 in there. And it's like, come on, man. I don't rate El Neni. Yeah. But if he's there and we're paying him 50 grand a week, put him in the team. Yeah. Put him in the team. Try something different in certain games. Instead, it's the same thing every time. Yeah. Reece Nelson, again, another one. Yeah. We're watching Saka stink it out week after week for about 2-3 months straight. Yeah. And Reece can't get a game. It's like, come on, mate, what are you doing? Try something different. Yeah, and he's gonna regret it. He's gonna regret a lot of his decisions this season if we don't win the title. As for Partey going forward, I've seen that we're offering him a new deal or something, and Jorginho as well. Sorry, mate. Assess the injury situation with Partey. If it's going to carry on like this, then bin him. Yeah, there's plenty of midfielders out there. Go and get one. Go and get Paulinho. Go and get someone else. Yeah, as for Jorginho, I'd bin him anyway.
Well, that's a point. I want to come to Kenny on this, right? I see today, Jorginho and Partey new contracts, Kenny.
Well, the thing is, I think Jorginho's done his work for us. You know, I think he's played a lot more games than I thought he would play, and a lot of that's to do with the situation of Thomas Partey. I see Jorginho as a horses of courses guy. In fact, he's probably replaced. It's funny you should mention El Neni being at the club, because if Jorginho wasn't there, El Neni would have been our horses of courses player, and he would have played the odd game here and there. But for some reason, because of Partey's situation, whatever it is, Jorginho's played a lot more games than we expect. When I say moving forward, Jorginho's not what we're looking for. It's not what we need moving forward. I would, like I said, end his tenure at the club and sell him on, because I know he's got the experience, but we need to upgrade. Because let's face it, FFP considerations are going to be touted left, right, and centre, and it won't be the club. It'll be people who see themselves as accountants on behalf of the club, i.e., certain things. So we know it's coming. We know what the club's got to deal with. So sell, make sacrifices. I can think of a good few players we can sell. It's all well and good going for the usual suspects. I could tell you one thing: Jorginho won't get you the money you need. Neither will Neni, neither will Cedric, and neither will probably Nketiah. But Smith Rowe will, Ramsdale will, and you have to look at the situation, the Martinelli situation. A lot of people love Martinelli, and I respect that. But you're talking about the Martinelli from last season, the Martinelli that from the season before has got a bit of potential and is getting away for his markers. This Martinelli this season, even before his injuries, hasn't been the same player. He still relies heavily on contributions to Zinchenko, but unfortunately, Zinchenko is unselectable. The player that we brought to insert midfield he's so bad defensively, you can't select him. His poor play supersedes all the good work that he can do, because he's so bad. And then you've got Jesus, who the Kai Havertz and conundrum has killed Jesus as well, although Jesus has come back from injury. But we look at Jesus, is he going to get you 20 goals a season? No, but he's going to bring Martinelli in the game, but he can't get him. So you played Martinelli like you did last week, a couple of weeks ago against Munich, and the week before. You tell me now, did that work? How many times did he get away from his marker? How many times did he like I said, got on the shoulder? I can't think of anything he did, but I'll tell you what he did do. He cut into traffic and was ineffective.
Fact. I just want to something I want to talk about, and I just want to go to Yeti first. Yeti, mate, give us a breakdown on Forest, man, because you're in deep shit right now.
Well, yeah, we are in deep shit right now. But, going from that game on Sunday, I thought that was one of the best City Ground performances we've given under Nuno. I thought he got everything sort of spot on. The only thing I thought that was a little bit off, in my opinion, was it needed to be a mid block and not a low block. And because you're giving low blocks, you can give fouls to City and free kicks outside the box, which nobody wants. Also, I think he got it wrong, whereas you've got to stick to Kevin De Bruyne. I said it from the vote. As soon as I seen him on his own outside the box, I was like, man, you cannot leave that guy like that. That was before he had the shot, and then he did what he did afterwards. So just nobody got anywhere near him. And then when we did actually play well, I thought we played really well. Concentration again let us down. Like I say, in both boxes, we screwed it up. Wood should be getting 2 or 3, to be fair. And, we had some good attacking moves. And I think if we carry on like that, then I think we can do well, personally. Because I did like that formation. I like the way... I expected us just to sit back and just, and we didn't. We actually did get attacking. And Aina cooked Walker so many times. I mean, it was awesome. And, we've just got to keep moving on. Hope that Luton lose against Everton on Friday. And then go and beat Sheffield United. I think 2 wins and no win for Luton. And I think we stay up. But it's all on us, mate. It's all on us at the end of the day. It's all on us. And we've got to put it together and get it sorted. And Woods has got to get his head out his horse, man. Because, one of them chances, you'd score it by accident, to be fair.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched the game. And, mate, you had that one opportunity. You could have been in a whole different game. But, Matty, just touching on some of these players, man, we've got. We're whether we win the league or not, we're in the Champions League next season. Yeah, right. And we've got to strengthen big time. It's proven this season. We just don't have the squad depth or the quality to get us into major European competition. I just name a few 8 players. I'm going to name to you, Matty. Right. Cedric, Zinchenko, Smith Rowe, El Neni, Vieira, Jesus, Nketiah, Reece Nelson. To me, Matty, they can all go out the door.
Every one of those players you named, when Arsenal they put us in situations like a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. It's nothing we can do. They hold us back. They hold us back. It is time to move these players on. I'm gonna say it again. This is 4 years. But I want people to understand this. These are players. What team puts up with ineffective players for 4, 5, 6, 7 years like this? It's ridiculous. This is one of the main reasons we have found ourselves short across these competitions. These players, we knew they were no good last year. Some we knew they were no good the year before that. Some were just feel-good signings because they make the crowd excited. Oh, man, it didn't catch you. He scored 6 goals. While in the process, we're going from 8th to what was it, Lee? Going from 3rd to 4th to 5th?
From 4th to 5th.
Yeah. But he scored 6 goals, so Paul was going crazy. And then this year, what do you see? What did you see? Oh, he scored a hat trick. What have you seen since the hat trick? What have you seen since the hat trick? Not a damn thing. 0 is what you've seen.
Make your apologies as loud as your disrespect, they were selling us.
Yeah. He's put lipstick on a pig, and it's still a pig.
It's still a pig, Yeah. It's time, Jez, that these players are moved on. Because for me, if we're going to be competing in Europe, in the Champions League, because let's not forget, I have a long memory. When we were in the Europa League, we've got to get the Champions League. What's the aim to just qualify? Well, we got to get the best. We can go get the best players. They'll want to come play. They'll want to come to the Arsenal. They'll want to play. So this is the second year in, right? So that means that we would need to have the best, because I saw the best when we played Bayern Munich, and I see the best. I'm going to see the best in a couple of hours here. I guarantee that game's going to be lit in a couple of hours. Top flight players. We have to get top flight players to compete, not only in Europe, Jez and Lee and Kenny, but we have to have top flight players to defeat Man City. The margins are thin. This year has proven it. You have to go back to when Liverpool won the title. Look at the team Liverpool had when they won the title. They had a legit team to win the title. You have to have a legit team. You cannot cheat your way to a title in the Premier League with City in it. You cannot do it. You cannot. Well, we'll make do with Jorginho. We'll make do with Nketiah. We'll make do. These make do players. We'll make do with Emmitt Smith-Rowe. Players that have got less than 75 minutes total all season. And you're expecting them to come on and make a difference. And then when they don't make a difference, everybody standing around looking crazy. When you had chances to go out and buy quality players. For me this summer, I'm going to tell y'all what I want to see this summer. I want to see world-class players, and I want to see a better scouting system. Because how is it everybody else can go out and find quality young players? We get sold a youth project, and me and Lee talked about this a while back. We get sold a youth project, but then when I look at other teams' youth signings, they're better than the signings we getting for a so-called youth project. No. We got to fix this stuff this summer, man. I told you I'm tired. I'm tired. I am sick and tired of going through this same thing every summer. Because and with this whole party and Jorginho thing, they're already getting sold. And Kenny hit it. Financial fair play. Now I don't want to hear. I don't hear anything about financial fair play. I just need to see checks getting cut and asses getting put in seats. That's all I'm worried about. I could care less about financial fair play. I want to win. That's where I'm at now. I want to win. Success.
Fact. I mean, the thing is, Lee, I've mentioned those players: Cedric, Zinchenko, Smith Rowe, El Neni, Vieira, Jesus, Nketiah, Reece Nelson. 8 players. 8 players. If we were to bin them 8 players, sell them, that means we've got to buy another 8 better to replace them. This is, I think, where we've got ourselves into a whirlpool, right? Lack of investment at the right time over the last 4 years. I'm sorry, I don't think we've got, or we will spend the money to get rid of 8 players for not big money. I've seen today, Lee, that there's this talk about, and I want to talk about this separately. It's a separate subject, but this link talk about a swap deal plus money for Tony and Nketiah, right? Now, if we get rid of all them players, we've got to spend some serious hard cash to actually improve and get better. I mean, go on.
No, I was going to say we don't necessarily need 8 players, right? If you look at Man City's squad, they've got a good maybe 16, 17, and then the rest is I think they've got 2 goalkeepers on the bench. I think they've got 2 young players on the bench, Oscar Bob and Rico Lewis. So I don't think we need 8 if we get 8 out. I just think we need 4 quality ones, not top quality, because people always say about, our starting 11 is this, but our bench is that. No, I want players to come in and take the starting 11 spots. That's where we are at right now. That's where we should always be at. We should always be evolving, always be getting better. And I don't want to be seeing just some cheap signing or just signing up Jorginho because it's cheaper than buying a proper player. Just to save the money to go and spend it on one big signing. Because this is what this club loves to do, Jez. They go out and buy a Nicola Pepe. Wow, look, we bought that one star player. We bought a Declan Rice. We bought a Mesut Ozil. How about buy loads of these players? Because we're wasting money on trash. The players you just named are trash. Let's just have it right. They're not the level. Half of them ain't even Premier League level. Let's just be real with it. They're not. But I think we're going to get rid of quite a few. I don't say it's getting rid of all of them. But if you didn't say Eddie and Nketiah, let's say Eddie goes for 20 million. Somebody somewhere will buy him for 20 million. Ramsdale will go for between 30 and 40.
Yeah.
So there's what now, 50, 60 straight away. Samba Nakonga will get some cash for. Tierney will get some cash for. Cedric is going for free. Who else did you say? Reece Nelson would get about 10, 15 mil for.
Mm.
So we could amass about 100 mil just off of the sales. Now just go and buy 2 proper players with that. Nuno Tavares, another one we can get rid of. Go and buy 2 proper players off of that. Yeah, and then with the money that we were already having anyway, now go and buy another. Yeah, then go and get a couple of tiny little squad full of cheap signings. Or promote all these youth that are apparently amazing. Yeah, where's the 16-year-old gone? Yeah, what happened to him? I think he scored like 9 goals or something stupid in the game the other day. Why ain't in the squad? He came on against Brentford. We've never seen him again.
Yeah.
Right, do you know what I'm saying? So I think that we should, instead of Smith Rowe, I'd get rid of. We'd get 25 million for him. Yeah, we can get between 100 and 150 million for all the players that we've just named. Yeah, and now go and add another 100 mil. Go and do 250 mil. Yeah, but buy 5 proper players, 4 proper players. And now, when you're looking at the bench and you're seeing decent players on, oh yeah, right, you're off. When we look at the bench now, he's looking at the bench and going, can't really bring Vieira on, can't really bring Eddie on. I don't really fancy Reece.
Yeah, I was
do you know what I mean?
That's been his problem all yearly. Is he looks at the bench, and you know he's looking like, well, they can't get the job done, and so we run players like soccer into the ground because there's nothing
there for them
to compensate.
His bench though, Kenny. I mean, you know, it's a great point that Lee's made there, but the fact is that if we got, I mean, Tierney's going to go, that's for sure. I don't see him coming back.
Don't see.
And I think, you know, possible. I mean, this. I'll ask you this, right? I want to ask you this one. I was chatting to a guy I know. He's a Brentford fan. I used to work with him. He's supported Brentford all his life, right? And I having a chat with him on the phone actually, and I said, "What's gone wrong with Tony?" And he said, "Well, Jez, he's got 1 foot out the door.
Yeah.
He don't want to be here. He's finished here at Brentford. He's just doing his game time, and that's all he's doing." I said, "Would you take a swap plus Nketiah plus maybe a bit of cash?" And he went, "No."
Why would
it? Well, that's the thing. Brentford want the cash. I think Ivan Toney has, you know, to believe it or not, I would have thought that it would have been easy for him because, you know, like, Wiz has back fit, come back from Africa, and Bemo's come back, you know, fit. So I thought, well, you know, if anything, it would help Ivan Toney. But, you know, the minute you mention about not being at the end of the season, he's played for England now, you know, there's factors, you know, does he not want to get injured in case he misses out the Euros? That's a valid suspicion. But in terms of like what you said about, you know, the squad in itself, you know, you've got a really, really valid point. And I actually, you know, bring it forward. You think about our next 3 games. Supposing we have a situation like we have with Bournemouth where, you know, they play with no fear. You know, like I said, no pressure. And they just think, you know what, we've got nothing to lose here. We're outside of European places. Realistically, we're not going to get it. We're not going to get relegated. Let's just play our way. That lot, they're under pressure. We can relax. I'm still going to play my full team. You think about it, it gets to about 2-1 with about 8 minutes to go, and you look at the bench. Got a problem there, isn't it? Where's the quality come from? Well, you look at Old Trafford as well. Another game, a must-win game. Man United, you know, just have a performance from the gods. No matter how much you say Man United are washed, the fact is they somehow found themselves in an FA Cup final, beating Liverpool, who should have won the game. Liverpool should have won at Old Trafford, but they somehow managed to, you know, see it through. And you think about it, despite the fact that they're self-harming, I can't remember the last time they lost. I really can't. Probably Man City. Have they lost again since Man City game? I don't know. Have they? I don't know.
I'll have a quick butchers.
Have a look. If they've lost, they've probably lost one. All right. A lot of them are draws. A lot of them are draws since the Man City game. But I look at that. What they're producing. They're still dangerous. They still got good players. It shouldn't be, you know.
They ain't lost a game since that Man City game.
Yeah. So it's not given. We're going to go in front of 75,000 fans and just don it up. We may don it up, but let me tell you something. You give them any encouragement with that pace getting behind us, they will create chances, and there's chaos. Say it's 2-1 or 2-2. 5 minutes ago, we need to win. Man City have just beaten Fulham. We need to win because we don't want a situation where Man City don't have to beat Tottenham win to put themselves in front. Who do you get on the bench? It's ridiculous the way that how things have worked, and a lot of it is down to Mikel. It's not a case of not trusting the players. It's not taking the other tournaments seriously, because you look at Man City. They try to challenge all four fronts, if possible. So what will happen is that the players who don't normally play league games will get games. They'll be freshened up. They're match ready. So when you do get a bit desperate, you say, right, Grealish, or Doku, I've got that quality. You bring in Alvarez. He's played games. We need to be in a situation next season where we have to challenge on all fronts. To challenge on all fronts, you have to have a big enough squad. You can't use the excuse, no, we can't, we ain't got a big squad. We can only compete on two fronts. We make excuses for wanting trophies. Oh, we can't do that. We ain't got the players. Like that idiot who went on, 5 Live with the Tottenham fan, Toshin. That idiot, that silly woman. Who just, rubbish like that. You can't have.
How she do it, Ken? How she do it, Ken? How she do it?
Yeah, how she do it?
So effing what? So what? So was Jess. So was Red Ken. So was Jeff Arsenal. So was 3,000 other fans. Not just you, love. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But you think about it. This is how you maximise your squad and get the best out of them, because they play games. You can't just not play them and then expect them to go and turn it on for you when they haven't had the match practice. You know what I mean? You have to take every tournament seriously. So regardless of whether, if we win the league, we still got to think, right, let's do it better. Let's challenge it all. If we don't win the league, it's still the same thing. While when you're strong, I think Arsenal, in layman's terms, is relatively strong. We're the first 11, but their squad needs to be better, because Arteta, whether he likes it or not, has to challenge at all fronts. He has to challenge for every trophy, and he shouldn't give him an excuse that he's getting away with now. The squad, I haven't got a big enough squad. Well, get a big enough squad. Tell the crap that you don't want, and get players who get 2 players for every position. That way, if it comes to the FA Cup game or Carabao Cup game or a dead rubber in Europe, they'll be fresh, and you can rotate. You can't rotate if you don't have the quality. But when you have the quality on the bench as well as quality on the first team, you can rotate. Right now, he's got an excuse menu for not rotating. Right now, he's got an excuse menu for not taking every competition seriously. We need to take that excuse from him.
No, you say that, Kenny. Sorry to cut you off, mate. Yeah? You say that. But if you look at the bench, this lot gassed up the goalkeeper, Ramsdale, right? They gassed up Fabio Vieira. Yeah, he was our Bernardo Silva. Remember that one? Right? They gassed up Reece Nelson because he scored a goal against Bournemouth. They gassed up Eddie Nketiah because he scored 5 goals, 6 goals that took us from 4th to 5th. Mohamed El Neni, he's good round the dressing room. Like Roy Keane said, what does he do? Card tricks? Like, what's he doing? They gassed up all these players. Jorginho, he's coming in for the big games. You dropped him in against Bayern Munich and he got run ragged by Musiala. Yeah? So he's got the excuses himself, right? But these fans can't use them because I'll just kill them off on everything they've said before. Because you can't keep changing the goalposts.
Yeah.
If these players are so good, they're winning anything.
Yeah, but they're going to say the same thing about us. They're going to say, we moved the goalpost because now we're challenging. We still want him gone because he's not winning anything. But we didn't say it 2 years ago. And
I've always said the aim of the game.
I've had a good friend of mine try to move the goalpost to me to try and change my mind. And he says, but I'm holding that's what you can hold me to that, what you want. I still think that the currency is trophies. I was on a show with a good friend of ours. We like him. We don't agree with him. We like him. We like Higuel. But he compared that the Arteta's got the record out of his he's got 100 wins in a lesser time than all the great great managers in the Premiership. He's got there quicker than Wenger. He's got there quicker than Sir Alex. And I said, and I think who else said it? It was
There's 1-0.
It was a guy called Kunle, who lives out in Nigeria. The first thing Kunle said, I bet you any money that all those managers you mentioned compared to Arteta, they all won the league.
Thanks.
Yeah, can I just say something, Jez?
Yes.
Can I just say something as an outsider? The depth you've got, and I've been saying this for a while, is shocking. For what you're trying to fight for, it's absolutely shocking. Like you've said, I mean, the only one I can see anything in is Emil Smith Rowe, but he's not part of the mates club. So, he needs to get away as well. But, I mean, if you've got a great first 11 when he decides to use it, but you've been quite lucky with injuries as well, because 1 or 2 key injuries this season, and you wouldn't be where you are now.
Facts.
Good point.
If Declan Rice got injured this season, we're finished.
Yeah, Saliba.
Yes, Saliba or Gabriel. We got still.
Yeah.
And this is why I rated the transfer window in the summer a 4 out of 10. Because it was good to sign Declan Rice. Well done. Fantastic. Yeah, 100 mil. But we still need a right winger. Well, that's still the case. We still need a striker. Okay, cool. 29 scoring goals, but can he get me 25? Probably not. He might be able to get 15, 18.
Next season, the way they're guessing Havertz, he's got. I want 20 goals and 10 assists.
Yeah.
I want 20 goals.
And that's the thing. Then you look in midfield. We're still light in midfield because if Odegaard ain't playing, the drop off is Vieira. Like, come on. Yeah. Then you go to the other positions. Yeah, it's Jorginho and El Neni. They're the backups. They're not good enough. Yeah. Then you go centre backs. Where's the backup? What, Kivior? Last time Kivior played at centre back, he took the knee for one of their goals.
Hey, bro, I got another one for you, Lee. And the way he's played, we need to start bringing this position up. Right back. What happened if Ben White go down? With the way he's played this year. We need a backup for the backup for the backup for the backup for the backup. You need more insurance. You need more insurance than State Farm. You need insurance all over this team. Because
try telling some thickos here. I remember one time years back, I did a podcast and I suggested that we needed another midfielder. I said, "Oh, how can you bring in another DM because we've got Coquelin?" And like, how stupid is that? This was like 2015, 2016. And nothing's changed. You can't go for we couldn't go for Mudryk last year because of Martinelli. Stuff Martinelli. Stuff the other day, two players for a position. Look at the situation with Man City. They let Sterling go, and the season afterwards they let Mahrez go. They let Sterling go. Great player for them. They won a treble. They let Mahrez go last season. He's got to Saudi Arabia with his wife, and she's complaining about everything.
Part of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, part of the game. Also, regardless of what you think of Doku, the fact is they're in the pole position to retain their league title, and they could do the real double, which is the FA Cup and the league, by signing players. Their quality hasn't got down because they, you know what I mean, and that's how you do it.
And they've left the guy on the bench who was pivotal in their treble last season in Jack Grealish. Yeah, and then that's told Grealish, "Yo, don't think you're comfy here, bro." Yeah, because Doku's here, and I don't rate Doku. I think he's trash, but he's left KDB on the bench a lot of times this season since coming back from injury. He's left Haaland on the bench a lot of times.
Because he's got players who are just good enough to play a team. And the other day, you play. If you're challenging all fronts, you should be playing at least between 60 and 70 games. Now, all your players, all 22 members of that squad, are going to play at least minimum 25 games.
Yep.
Anyway, Matty, I want to ask Matty this question before we move it on. And he's not taking. I know this guy very.
No, I can tell he's being legit. I can tell he's being generous by the way he asked the question.
He's a top guy. I hope you're well, Budgie, because I know you're having a shit time with your treatment right now.
Big up, Budgie.
I'd like to ask the American guy on the panel, how did you come to choose Arsenal? Generally interested, by the way.
All right, so I'll give you the Cliff Notes version of it. So basically, all of my friends were United Liverpool fans. Anyone who knows me knows I bucked the trend. I had another dude that coached me, was an Arsenal fan, and I said, you know what? I'm going to support the team that he supports. And just so happened they had a striker by the name of Ian Wright at that time. And I was like, you know what? When he scored 100 goals, it was big shit over here because, see somebody, and I just said, for someone to be black to score 100 goals in soccer over here is like, folks see it is like, what is going on here? And so from there, we had Fox Sports World, which was shown by satellite. My neighbor behind me had an old satellite, so I was able to watch the games at night because my room was facing right next to where the satellite is, and so I was able to watch the games. And then from there, it just kind of just took off from there. And then next thing you know, I watched Brazil a lot as a kid. So when France beat Brazil, TT was on the team, and then TT ends up playing for Arsenal. So it just was like cake and ice cream from there. So that's pretty much how I became an Arsenal fan. I've been watching ever since. So,
have you started regretting it yet?
Bro, it's sometimes. Hey, you know what? I tell everybody this shit. People like, I got a buddy, my same buddy that's a Newcastle fan. He always messes with me. I say, bro, going undefeated solves a lot of problems. I say, going undefeated solves a lot. You can just hold on to that for a little while, but after a while, it's tiring, man. It is absolutely tiring.
Fair play, man. Big up to Jess. Jess White.
Jess, I'll say this. Warren, me and Warren, Teen Talks did an interview last year. I don't know if it's still up on Warren's channel, but Warren, we did an hour-long discussion on how I became an Arsenal fan. So, for those who are interested, just head over to Warren Teen Talk.
Fact. Okay, yeah. Well, okay. Just do this quick super chat, and I've got a question I want to bring in. It's a great question, actually. Somebody's put in. GMS Nightmare, £5, mate. Thank you very much indeed. Would you guys take 500,000 cash if it meant Arsenal got relegated and Tottenham won the treble for 3 seasons in a row? No. Never,
you
ever.
can't even buy a gaff out here for 500 grand where I live.
500k?
Yeah, mate.
Never.
I work hard enough. I like work for my money. Not interested.
Hey, Lee, that's everywhere, man. Nobody can get a house now for that.
500 grand's a lot of money, but no, man, come on. Come on, get out of it, man. Yeah, that not never win anything anyway. Yeah, so I'll just earn my own money.
This is good. Longrow Imchen has put in Tony 50 mil, Sane 60 mil, Frankie 70 mil, Kimmich 40, Theo Hernandez 50 mil, Tomorari, I think 50 mil, Eze 50 mil, and Coble 40 mil, or Costa. Get over 300 mil from player sales. Not sure what.
Like, exactly. To be fair, Tony, I think could be a bit more than that. Sane ain't worth 60. Frankie de Jong's on 740 grand a week. Yeah, so I don't see that happening. Their names are good though. Kimmich, I'll take Kimmich in a heartbeat. Out of them four straight off. Tony and Kimmich all day long. Theo Hernandez, not for me. He can't defend. Yeah, he can't defend properly. He's not good enough. Tomori, quality. I'd have him. Eze, quality. I'd have him. So yeah, 200. The other guy, I don't know. I don't know who that is. And I don't know which Costa, because there's loads of Costas out there, bruv. But yeah, 200.
Eze. Eze. I was on Tottenham channel last Thursday, and Eze was in the box against the Spurs. So it looks like Spurs are going to go for it very aggressively. Erici Eze. And there's another player that lot have gone for, a striker as well, who was in the box as well for a game. I don't know where we can't think he's I'll get back. I think he plays in Germany, but he's got his Hispanic name. But yeah, it's needs must. But I'm not bigging up their transfer policy. But Mikel's not. The transfer committee need to pull their finger out next season, regardless of whether we win the league or not. Pull your finger out your asses and don't be satisfied with what you've got, because it'll just bite you up the arse. Because as much as we're getting stronger, I always say one of the facts about football, and it only becomes factual if it happens. History said that if Man United ever get it right on the field, off the field, none of us will be able to compete. And that includes Man, blood, Manchester City, Liverpool, everyone else. Because they're a conglomerate. They're like an ocean. They are like the equivalent like
That's a new excuse set up.
We're all rubber dinghies compared to them. Because that's what happened when they got it right after Liverpool's domination. When they got it right,
crazy.
we're rubber dinghies to their freights. Facts. So we can't. We always got to have it in the back of the mind. We don't want that lot to run away with it. We want to be able to compete with them because if they get it right, they're leaving us all behind. This Ineos, he's talking the right thing. If he gets it right, God help all of us.
Lee, you've been watching La Liga all year long, so I'm sure you identified at least 9 players that's in that league that could come actually do the job over here.
Yeah, the goal. Somebody's put out late his goalkeeper. He's had a poor season, but I'll take him. At Arsenal. Yeah, Zubimendi. Everyone's hyping him up. The one thing I say about Zubimendi, he's quality, but he don't play in a team that dominates the ball all the time. So it's like, when we're dominating and camped on the edge of the box, can you find that little fire the needle ball? I don't know because I don't really see it. Yeah, it's normally a windscreen wiper football match when Sociedad are playing someone, but he's good. Most of the decent ones are signed up by City anyway. We're on loan from Real Madrid. So, yeah, we're kind of screwed. But Brahim Diaz, quality. Who else? Miguel, the left back at Girona, he's class. I think they bought him for about 4 mil. He's quality, man. Dovbyk, the striker, quality. Yeah, he's everything that Man U fans think Højlund is. Yeah, he's quick. I showed you the goal the other day. We see the goal. We were watching the goal, Matty.
Yeah, we watched it.
That Dovbyk goal, I ain't seen any striker in the Premier League that's got the ability to do that. Yeah, that goal was a joke.
Bang, 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 goal.
Yeah, it was a joke. Their midfield, it's basically just Girona. Girona's team, man.
I'll tell you, there's a conundrum, right? For English football, there's a conundrum. Good thing it's on this show where we're all being cancelled anyway, so you can't cancel people who've already been cancelled. But one thing I would say, no matter, regardless of what you think of him or what you think he's done, Mason Greenwood is still an obscene talent.
Yep,
obscene talent. And he's doing well in Spain. And obscene. I'll tell you one thing, right? Someone's got to have some big balls in English football. An international manager's got to have some big balls to stick 2 fingers up to the likes of that Rachel Riley cow. Because I say it because I've been cancelled. Cancel me, don't worry. You've already cancelled me anyway. I don't want a job. I've already been cancelled 10 times over. But Mason Greenwood is a conundrum, and he's still going to be worth a lot of money. Someone's got to have some big bollocks in English football. Even Man United have got to have that to actually take him on, because that is a talent. That is
he's class, man. Do you know what?
He's seen talent.
If I'm him, I'm staying in Spain. Yeah, because I think he's got the ability to go to one of the big boys out here. Yeah, and and let's not forget, he had 18 months off of playing football. Every time I've watched him, he's been half decent or really good. He's not really dropped any sinkers, really. He's playing in a team that ain't that good.
Can you imagine he got Spanish citizenship? Has he played them competitive games for England?
I think so, but I think you have to play 3 games before you're not allowed to switch allegiance anyway. I think it's 3 times. I'm not sure how many games he's played.
Spain was to snap him up.
Well, can I just read this comment quickly, Jez? He pinned the second ago from Aaron Common You Gunners Knowles. He said about Williams. Yeah, is he talking about Nico Williams? If you're talking about Nico Williams, he's trash. Yeah, he is the Spanish Doku. He's rubbish, bruv.
I wouldn't say that. I think he's improved a lot more with us, but I mean, that's with us.
No, I'm talking about the one that, not that one, bro.
Okay.
Not that one, the one at Atleti. Not Atleti, Bilbao.
Oh, right, okay.
Does he play for the Spanish national side, Nico Williams? His brother plays for Ghana, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he plays for Spain, yeah.
His brother, Inaki plays for Ghana.
Inaki Williams is better than him, and even he's crap.
You watch the situation with Greenwood, and it hammers something that we've said all year long. Now, imagine if Greenwood would have stayed at United. What would his career? What would his career have been? Just floundering and lollygagging, and as I say, stumbling and bumbling. Goes to Spain, ups his game. The technical ability over there is second to none. And you look at where the English game is, and you see how far off the pace. I mean, just simple stuff like you said the other day. It was throw-ins, free kicks, set piece. How much faster the game is. You know, and you just said yourself, he stays in Spain. One of the big dogs will come hollering at him. You know, just look.
I mean, the guy's left-footed. He takes corners with his right foot. He's left. I mean, come on, 2-footed player.
And that's the thing. There's not many of them in the Premier League.
No, that's a rare breed. You don't see that too often. But see, it goes to show. We was talking. I think me and you was talking the other day, Lee, about these youngsters on the phone the other night. We were talking about young players and what they're going to have to start going for what's better for their career, because you can get all the money you want, and then you'll find out in 2 or 3 years, and then you're afterthought. But if you want to preserve your career, it's going to behoove you to go somewhere where you can get the best technical ability, get the basics of the game. And this is in sports across the world now, because I'm seeing it everywhere where that players are underdeveloped. I think you and Rance was talking about that last week. These underdeveloped players are overhyped, and then when it's time for them to shine, that's when they tend to get stage fright. You know.
I was going to say, people, it's 215 in the house, man. Smash the likes up, will you? It does help the channel, and the likes do get it out there, and the views, etc., etc. I just want to ask you this question. We've talked about this when we've done watch games with Arsenal, man. Martinelli seems to me he's dropped it down a little bit. I mean, the other day when I was watching that game against Spurs, right, he looked a little bit yard off the pace to me. Maybe he's skin players, but right now I don't know. He looks a little bit not on it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. He seems, every time I see him now, when I first started seeing him play, I thought, man, there's a real fucking baller here, and he seems to be. He's regressing. You know, he's running into dead ends. He's, trying to take on too many people, things like that, and he wasn't getting the ball passed to him either. Even when he was in a good space, which I found really weird.
I said this, didn't I? There was one game, right, where we were spreading it left and right.
Yeah.
And it seems to be now that it's this continual right wing. Matty, I mean, you did a watch long and leisure a day, right? It's always down that bloody right wing backer, right? Why can we not bring? I mean, there was points in that game at Spurs, yeah, and Martinelli is coming back into the defense. He's looking for the ball because he's not getting the ball, and it's so one-sided until I forget which game it was now. Oh, it's Chelsea. No, it's Chelsea. Right? We were spreading it left, right, and we tore them apart. But Martinelli looks so he's like, well, give me the ball. Because everything's going over that right side, and he's just on his own. And I'm thinking, why? Go on, mate.
The second half of games, normally, if you remember last season, you had Martinelli in that little corridor where you couldn't really tackle him, because if you did, you give away a penalty. He's not getting into those areas. We know where the ball, where you play the ball through the lines into the penalty box, and he gets there past there in place. You can't touch him because you're scared that if you touch him, he's going to go down and give a penalty. So he gets in there, either has a shot or you create something. He's not getting in those positions. And even last, Sunday at North London Derby 2 days ago, Van der Ven smashed him for pace. Smashed him. Did you see it, guys?
I mean, he couldn't get 2 steps on him.
Van der Ven just went, all right, mate, let's have it. Just went, and that done his confidence. And then when he got in another position, his confidence got done again. And I think it's a confidence thing, because Chelsea last week gets in a position. Come on, 6-0, Martinelli. This is how you play. What happens?
Kenny, this has been the thing that it leads back in this discussion on Martinelli. It's the development.
Yes, it is.
It's the development. we should. He has to find extra parts of his game if he wants to salvage anything that he can have here at Arsenal, because he's become one dimensional. He's become one dimensional. Now you can chalk that up to the system that Arteta has, and this is a discussion that we brought up on the show the player range the other day, is that this manager has a system and he needs a certain player for his system. And the only way he can solve that problem is by playing this player that fits into his system. Right now, the system, Martinelli is not fitting into the system. He's becoming a hindrance.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you say, once he's defeated on 2 steps of pace, head is down. Another player, a player that's developed, figures out another way to get past that player.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're gonna see it in about 2 hours. You just watch how how in this Bayern Munich and Real Madrid game, how players figure out how to get past players. This is why I've said time and time again, Arteta cannot develop players. He can put them in a system and tell them what to do, but developing a player, taking that player to the next level. And I know somebody's gonna come in and say, "Well, look at Martin Odegaard." No. A lot, he got a lot of his development when he was at Madrid and out on Sociedad, all those places. He's just now playing in the system that works for what the managers put into play.
Just one more thing on Martinelli as well, is because I always say that you need somebody fighting for your shirt, and one thing that doesn't look good on Martinelli, he has actually got somebody fighting for his shirt in Trossard. So that should be pushing him forward, and it's not.
That's a good point. That's a very good point, actually.
Jesus is another one. That league. I don't know if you mentioned in the batch that need to be sold, but he needs to be sold.
Before we wrap this up, I'm going to come to you on this one, Lee. Rashford to Arsenal, mate?
No thanks.
No
thanks. That would be a typical Arsenal signing.
It would.
The PR merchant at the PR football club. Yeah, but he feeds kids. Nobody cares. Yeah, what can you do on the pitch? He averages about 8 or 9 goals a season since he's broken into Man U's team. That's his average. He goes on a purple patch season. Yeah, then he'll fall off a cliff. Yeah, and it's funny because both times he's had a great season is when his contract's up for renewal. Yeah, not for me. He's not good enough. No way. Never in a million years. But it wouldn't surprise me if we signed him.
Reject time, isn't it? Reject. Well, we've done the Chelsea rejects, haven't we?
See right at the bottom. See right there, JS, look right at the very bottom. Right there. I told you. I knew somebody was going to do it. They always go back to that.
But how has he improved? He can't even spell his name. How has he improved? How has he improved Odegaard? In what way? He's been at Arsenal for 3 years and he's won nothing. Yeah, he was at Sociedad on loan for 1 season and won a trophy. Come on, doing it.
I think with
I'm going to star that comment right to the end for Budgie. He's a good man. He's good. He's a top fella, that boy.
Quality.
I shouldn't call him a boy, but he's the same age as me. Jack Zelton, Jez is my Igor. I agree with Kurt. You guys need Tony. No disrespect to Ollie Watkins, but he needs space to operate. Kenny, Rashford to Arsenal.
No chance. He's the most frustrating footballer I've seen. He hasn't developed his game since he's still that 18-year-old who scored a brace against us when he was 8 years ago. He hasn't developed his game. He hasn't developed any consistencies, whatever. In fact, he's the only consistent thing about Rashford is inconsistency. And when he don't play well, he doesn't really play well. And I don't know, there's something about him, the only player that seemed to have got the best out of him was Van Gaal. Van Gaal only had him for about half a season. Mourinho couldn't get through to him. Solskjaer did improved them a little bit, but it hasn't really worked. And Ten Hag can't get them. There's some really good and obviously Mourinho. There's some good coaches in there where they couldn't get anything out of this talent, and it is talent there. But I don't know what it is with the guy. He doesn't want to play up top, so he doesn't want to diversify his game. He hates playing the right. He has to play left. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but if you're going to play the left-hand side, you've got to have consistency in the game. You can't be just, he hasn't got a team around him. Look at Fernandes. Fernandes still gives his all. Fernandes still produces the numbers. It doesn't matter what you think of him as a person, what you think of him as a player. The guy is still operating in a very kamikaze, chaotic team. Fernandes' numbers since he joined in January 2020 surpasses anything that Rashford's done from 2016 to 2024. These are just facts. It can't be just the managers. It's you. When you play for England, you're okay. You do well, and you've got a very good record. In fact, if you look at Rashford's record over the years, it's not bad. But for a player of his talent and his fanfare, he should by now have broken Wayne Rooney's Man United record. He should by now be the mainstay of England. Sterling should have even got a game for England if Rashford got his act together.
The most league goals he's scored. Sorry, Kenny. Go on.
No, it's just finished.
Yeah, most league goals he scored in a season was 17. He's done it twice. Yeah, this season he's on 7. Last season 17. The season before 4. Then he did 11. 17 before that. 10 before that. 7, 5, and 5. He's trash. Ain't good enough.
And that's the thing. But you look at Fernandes' numbers; they're better, and he's a midfielder.
True.
Yeah. He looks to me, Rashford. He looks to me like he's lost a bit of a love for the game, and it's more about his character and who he is and how much he's earning and things like that. So the one thing I will say is, if you do sign him, I can 100% guarantee Jez will say on a League Gunner show, I can see a player in there.
Oh God!
take the R and the H.
He will 100% say, "Now he's here. We've got to back him." I know you, Jez. He will say that.
take the R and the H off his name and add the extra S, and that's what I think of.
But you know what? You shouldn't have to feel sorry for someone who's on about £350,000 a week. You shouldn't feel sorry for someone who's basically like a seasoned pro. How many games did he play for Man United? It must be in about nearly 400.
Yeah.
League and Cup games. It's got to be nearly 400. He's an experienced footballer.
Yeah.
Very true, man.
Look, he has played.
I need to ask this question. I think this is a good question, actually. Can we talk about the inconsistency in penalty decisions? The Rice incident at the weekend was waved off, yet Phillips was penalised for a similar thing against Newcastle. Matty, what do you think on that one, bro?
I'm gonna go back to Son punching the player in the nuts the other day. I mean, I'm still, normally it's always a firestorm after something like that. I've been looking, nobody has mentioned it. I mean, he straight out punched him. Any other day, that's a red card and a 2-3 game suspension. I don't know what it is with these refs, but it's just no consistency at all on any level about anything. I mean, look at go back to the FA Cup. Look at the Coventry. Look at. I mean, just you can't get lines. Got to be drawn out. All this controversy for everything is it's almost like it's cooked up theater when it's time for a serious call instead of just making the call. Lee, when we were sitting there talking the other day when they had the guys. And you were like, who are these two stooges? And they zoomed in the room, and they're drawing the line, and I mean, it looked like two teenagers they got from off of college campus somewhere, in the back room. It's all showtime, man. It's showtime for me.
Me and Rance were talking about this earlier. Yeah, he reckons it's all been done to do dodginess. That's why they brought this
I agree.
Yeah, to script certain things. So I don't know. We'll never find out. But some of the decisions that are made are just ridiculous. Or ones that ain't made. Like I've seen players getting sent off for winning the ball.
Yeah.
Like, you win the ball, you get sent off. What's that all about? Yeah, and then they change the rules all the time. Yeah, and their get out of jail is, Oh yeah, no, that rule changed at the start of the season.
Oh,
Why don't anyone know about it then?
the offside rule changes every year. Do you remember that time during lockdown where if there was a handball in the build up to a goal, the goal got disallowed? Well, I haven't heard it. What happened then? Have they got rid of it now? But you think about the Forest Everton game. In the same day, the same incident with Coventry and Man United, where a cross goes in, it hits Wan-Bissaka on the hand.
Yeah.
The same thing happened in the Forest game, where the cross goes in, hits Ashley Young on the hand. Coventry get a penalty, not the Forest don't get a penalty. The same thing happened in the first half. And Hudson Odoi gets kicked on the back of his leg by bloody Ashley Young. It's a penalty. And the other one, he bloody rugby tackled him. It's a penalty. How did they not get those penalties?
Look, I've had many discussions on streams about the level of refereeing right now, but I got asked this question, Lee. This one, man. Do you guys think Ben Navy's nuts have dropped out after Declan Rice?
Mate, that must have hurt. I can't lie, because that was full
Get him
throttle.
in the nuts, man. He got him on the thigh. Come
Yeah,
on.
but still, come on. He's got to have caught him somewhere around like. I know he caught him on the thigh, but some part of that boot's clipped something. You know what I mean? We all know as blokes, even if you sit down in the wrong position at times, they're in the stomach, mate. You know what I mean?
I think actually, if you listen to the way Ben Davies talks, I don't think his nuts have ever dropped. To be fair,
What was wrong with his nuts when he let Saka cut in and score that second goal?
Yeah, fair play. I mean, fair point. I mean, I mean, you know, I'm not being biased at all. I'd still question that penalty because I said it. I watched it live, and I said
it's 100% pen. That is.
Ball. He's looking at the ball, and you can actually.
Yeah, but it was the wrong ball, Jez.
Yeah, he was trying to bring. He went to kick the ball. He caught him on his thigh, and he was actually trying. If he'd gone full pelt, right, meaning that he would have hit that bloke onto the move. But at the end,
It was unlucky, but it is a pen.
I'm not falling for that one at all. If I was a referee, I won't lie. If that was me, I would not give him that penalty. But big up, Jess. Thanks for watching. We're going to wrap this up.
Can I just say one thing very quickly, Jez, about the VAR thing? Right, most of the decisions are subjective, and everyone thinks differently. So unless there's some set exact rule for everything and they stick with it, then it's always going to be this. Yeah, and I think that when they do the offsides and clear and obvious, or was it clear and obvious? The way they might zoom, like Rant said it on that Van der Ven's goal, I think it's that onside or not. I mean, it's a flip of a coin. Yeah, literally a Rizzler paper gap. That's not clear and obvious then. It took them 4 minutes to decide. It's not clear and obvious then, is it? Yes, that should have probably stood. Yeah, but obviously we're taking it because it's our team. And we're like, nah, F them. And that's like, and this is a problem as well because it's splitting everyone. When it goes for your team, you're taking it. When it goes against you, you're up in arms. And that is exactly what they wanted when they brought this in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because every single game now, and I said with Rants earlier, that the Premier League, the FA, Sky Sports, TNT, and this VAR, and the clubs, they're all working together. The money comes from Sky and TNT. Yeah, the product is the Premier Leagues, the FA, the Football Association, and now all the clubs are involved because they're getting the money. They're all in it together. It would not surprise me. The same with these team huddles and all these players giving it all of this all season. They must have all got the memo this season. Yeah, because they're all doing it. That came in this season. Yeah. It's all a game. It's all to divide. Yeah, and I think that the reason this is so big every week, every week it's a talking point, is because the clubs know that if they're talking about VAR, they're not talking about how shit the team were. Yes, now I'll give him time. Yeah, so it takes time. They can peddle out all of their narrative. Yeah, and but we were done by the VAR. Oh, so we could have got top four if that weren't for that. It's a load of bollocks.
Yeah. You just hit the nail on the head there, really, Because, I mean, the VAR thing, I think whenever a decision goes wrong, if it goes for you, everyone's all right with it. What we need to do is go as a collective. And, you know, if it's against you or if it's against us or whatever. I mean, it annoys the shit out of me, it really does. Because when I used to watch football, I could call a yellow card, I could call a foul, I could call an offside, everything. Now I'm like, I'm fucking no idea.
That's unfortunately what I said. We agreed on this the other day. Matty, before we wrap it up, man, VAR. Yeah. It's, to me, there was an instance in that Spurs game, right? It was looked at. I'm watching the game. I'm thinking, he's not offside. You know, and it went on, and it went on, and it went on, and it went on, and eventually he put the lines up. Why, Matty? Why? You know, you've been a coach, right? You've been a coach for 30 odd years, something like that.
Yeah, 20.
20. Sorry, beg your pardon. 20 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was a referee for 20 odd years, and I'm thinking, why does it take so long to make this decision, man? With the technology they've got, right? I just find it annoying. I won't lie. I find it annoying.
I mean, I don't know what it is about across the pond, man. We don't have these problems in MLS. I mean, they go VAR, they look, it's 2 minutes, and they back on the field. They playing. It's drama. It's drama.
Yep.
It is high time. It is a narrative that can be talked about. You know what will be interesting is if they start making the referee come out and explain their decision. Why did you make that decision? Because it will cut back on stupidity. They will go, you know, even in the NBA now, when they go to reviews, they have to come back and explain. They have to explain the decision on the microphone in the stadium. You know, for some weird reason, in the Premiership, the decision is decision, and it, you know, there's no. It's like this skullduggery. This as they say, how they call it, the shadows. You know, and everything is done in the shadows. Yeah, I know the referees are bad, but still they get the VAR correct in MLS. I mean, this is the process is a lot smoother than it is in the Premiership. It's like Jez said.
In Spain. Sorry to cut you, mate. Kenny's got to go, Jez. He did put it in the private chat, but he's being very polite.
Big old Kenny, man.
Oh, yeah, thanks for having me on. Yeah, because I'm with Dan 4 minutes ago. But yeah,
sorry.
No, I really enjoyed it. So it's been a good discussion. Lee, love you loads.
Mate.
Yes, brother.
Thanks for coming,
Matt,
Kenny.
love you loads.
See you this weekend.
Big up Kenny, mate.
But yeah, Dave.
Big love,
Come
bro.
on, come on, the boys. And
All right, boys,
I'm now going to get my cooking from Miguel.
Yeah, you go for it, bro.
La
Right,
Liga's the same, Jez. La Liga's the same. They don't take 6 minutes to come to a decision.
no,
Right.
no.
Yesterday there was a decision, on a red card. The goalkeeper came rushing out the box. Lamine Yamal tried to think it over him. He put his arm out and he was 3 yards outside the box. The ball carried on in play for about 2 minutes. Yeah, the video ref, they went over to the camera. The VAR said, "Go over to the camera." Looked at it straight on. Yeah, you're off, lad. That's it. That's it. Don't take 6 minutes. But mate, he's right. It's all about the drama. Yeah, and the reason that is to get more eyes on the product.
Bingo.
Exactly what it is. Dramatizing.
About refereeing in the fact of what is going on. I seriously could do that whole stream about my interpretation of refereeing, having been there and done it. Not at a professional level. I'll put myself out there, but having been out on the football pitches and making the decisions, I just think the referees now, right, they rely way too much on VAR to make that decision for them, because I will say this, I've said it on a stream, they are frightened of getting right, to maintain your top level status in referee, you have to get a certain mark, a certain standard, right? They are frightened of being knocked down. If you're a Premier League referee, right, you don't want to have bad marks each week because you make a decision and you're thrown down to the Championship or League One, right? So they now are scared of that because these guys are on 100 odd grand a year. They're professionals. Back in the day when you had Division 1 referees, they had a day job plus at the weekend they were referee. So now they don't want to lose their status. So they've got to go with the gang.
Yeah.
Check this. I've just Googled how much a Premier League ref gets, yeah? This is from February 16th, 2024. It's on Give Me Sport website, right? Despite the pressures and the abuse they get, Premier League referees are paid handsomely, earning around 1,500 quid per match day, on top of a salary ranging from 70 to 200 grand a year.
There you go.
So why do they get paid 1,500 quid if they're on a salary per game? These refs are going to be multi-millionaires in a couple of years.
Cool. Yeah, of course they are. Yeah.
Look, as a ref, Jez.
You know how much I used to get, right?
Probably about 20 quid.
£2.50.
20 quid.
20 quid and 15 pence a mile travel fees.
Ooh.
Have you noticed? Have you all noticed the positioning of referees? They're not even in good positions on a lot of these calls. They're not. They're not paying attention. I've seen linesmen not paying attention at Premier League games.
They don't do the diagonal anymore. It always was. You ran the diagonal. You had your linesman there, and you ran that diagonal. So you controlled the quarters that you hadn't got a linesman in. That's how it's always refereed. Anyway, guys, let's wrap it up.
Mike Dean was on 200 grand a year. He was on 200 grand a year.
The thing is, they're relying on the VAR. They're not making any decisions anymore. And it'd be nice to see someone like, say, us lot, who will keep it real, who say this is the decision and that's it. Final. Like Cluffy said, the referee makes the final decision.
Don't anymore, and nor do the referee's assistant linesman, as I call them. They leave it.
They're on 30 grand a year. The linos, minimum, right, with 850 per match day, and the VAR is on 30 grand a year minimum with 850 per match day. Easy life, isn't it?
Yeah. Jez, you gave all this up for YouTube. What's wrong with you, man?
I never got to that level, man. I never got to that level. Unfortunately. Matty, mate, we're going to wrap this up. We've been going for forever now. Mate, thanks for joining. Thanks for your comments. Please shout out your socials, my friend.
Southern Gunner here on YouTube and getting ready for the game this weekend with Bournemouth. Will not be easy. Will be tough. I think we'll win, but it will not be easy. So get prepared. Third best form besides Arsenal and Man City in the league, and they're cooking. They're cooking right now, so definitely gonna be tough.
Yeah, it won't be easy, man. That's a worry. Yeti, as always, mate. Please shout your channel out. It's great. I go on with you, and it's good banter. It's good laugh. The fact we take the piss out of each other is even better. And shout yourself out, man.
Well, first of all, I'll say, thanks for having me on. It's always good being on with the Clones. And, and basically, I hope you guys do it. I do hope you guys do it. I hope it goes right for you. But at the same point, I want Arteta out. So, in a sense, I don't want you to do it. But, So yeah, I want to mention Mama Flossie's channel as well, because she does like a channel like videos of dogs and things like that. So make sure you go over there and sub to Mama Flossie, and also Green Streets Elites as well, because Budgie is absolutely awesome. And my channel's Long-Eared Yeti's Cave, Forest Till I Die, whether we're in the Premier League or the Championship, I'll be there. I'll kiss my badge because I know I'm not leaving. And just them 2 stars there, did you notice them?
Yeah,
I'll just, you know.
every time. Every
Thanks
single
for having me on, man.
it's always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure. Lee, thank you as always, man, for coming on. And I'll ask you to shout yours out, but you never like to do it because you don't.
We'll shout them out, Jez. I'm going live in about 20 minutes for 2 elite level football clubs. Well, 1 elite and 1 was elite until this season. They're playing at the Allianz Arena tonight, so that should be good. We're going to see some proper ballers out there. And yeah, go and check. That's on Lee Reacts. I'm doing that with David, Real Madrid Fan TV. And check out the stream I did with Rants on the main channel. 2,300, less than that. Yeah, for 2,302 away from 100k. So we're getting there.
Nice
Big
one.
up on
Nice
sub
one.
as well. Big up to
You're going to smash that, man. You're going to smash that.
Nice one.
And I can't wait for the night you get your 100k plaque.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
You have to order that, don't you?
Yeah.
You have to actually order it, don't you?
Yeah, you have to order it, and they can only give you 1. Yeah, if you want a second one, I think it's about 500 quid.
No.
How many do you want?
I wanted 2.
Fair play.
Yeah, I think for the gold one, for the million, I think it's about 1,500 for a second one.
No,
Wow.
man. They're going to bounce you for that. Jesus Christ, man.
And they don't even give me YouTube Premium. I should get YouTube Premium for nothing.
You should, yeah.
Yeah,
You
you should,
some kind of
They
kickback.
should do it where if you hit a certain amount of views in a month, yeah, then you should get YouTube Premium for free the following month. And then as soon as you go under that threshold, that in any month, they take it off you until you do it again.
I get it for free. They just gave it me.
You're a wind up.
He's crazy as hell, man.
Just wrong.
He's crazy as hell.
Let's get Lee to 100,000 subs, please. Come on, people.
100%.
Do that. Smash it by the end of the season. Absolutely. The guy's a legend. Supported me massively. Helped me out. Wouldn't believe how much he's supported me. We're going to end it. Thanks for watching. Matty, Lee, the Yeti. We're out of here, people. I'm going to do
The rats.
and we'll see what's going to happen at the weekend at the end of the day against Bournemouth. And Yeti, sort yourselves out of Forest. You're in the shit. Sort yourselves out, boys.
Okay, Dad.